Hey, hey, folks, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is Ray Davis coming to you with the truth. This is I Need a Mic podcast where I will be discussing mental health struggles I battle with just like you. Let's talk about it. It's the tagline I use. It's to say enough is enough. Give me my mic. I'm tired. The trauma I'm going through. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Oh my gosh, we're in for another treat. We're in for another treat. So before we get started with our this is now I'm put a little announcement after this. So before we get started, do content warning. Content warning. If there's anything I have or had said in previous episodes that had offended you or anyone you have shared any episode with, I would like to apologize. I like to also remind you, I'm not condoning what I said, but on my podcast, I am real, I'm authentic, and I'm a warrior. I'm no longer censored, I'm no longer limited, I'm no longer silent. Mental health will censor you, mental illness will limit you, and mental emotions will silence you. Hi, y'all, what's up? Oh my gosh, this is another blessing. Another blessing. The announcement I did wanted to share before we get started with this episode is this going to be my last podcast. I need a mic podcast episode. I have other things I would like to focus on, and it's a work in progress. Meaning I'm just one step of way into saying I'm doing this. And so with this podcast episode, guest, please introduce yourself, guest.
Hi, everyone. I am Tracy from Restore Your Wellbeing. I'm a wellness coach. I'm a wellness coach for women navigating through life changes. I help you restore your energy through wellness coaching, through stress relief, through gut health. And this is going to be a jam-packed episode. So I'm so happy you're tuning into us and listening to us. I'm so grateful and
Oh
thankful
yes.
for this message that's going to bless the ears that's listening to this. We love you guys and we appreciate all your support.
Yes. Now, folks, it's just like Miss Tracy said. We're here to still restore our wellness and our well being, our everything of what it is that really that really defines us. And so today's title is Search, Recovery, and Healing. Oh my gosh, we both have been through some obstacles, some life obstacles. And we in our own way, we had to um after life had thrown so many curveballs at us, we had to search for ourselves again. After we had in so many ways um outgrew the old cocoon, and in the midst of outgrowing our old cocoon, we had to recover from that, from us releasing ourselves in out of our cocoon. Then we had to work on healing in order to fly. So this is our way of just coming to terms with the things that it was like, okay, I lost myself here. I lost myself there. Okay, so what is it that we had to do in order to say where we're at today? It's like we had to go through the searching, meaning, okay, what am I getting out of something that had had harmed me? We all know we could all flip the negative into a positive. So it's like that searching was how to flip my obstacle into a comeback. And so much of that. So it started with these questions. Now, come on, now get to it. Get to it. See, I'm already started. I ain't even started with the questions. So that's how exciting I am for this. This experience has been one heck of an enjoyable ride. I wouldn't take this away from no one. I would want to keep on motivating individuals who are content creators to, if they're for real on a podcast, to be for real on a podcast. And I mean that, like straight up. So, first question. Oh my gosh, when was the time in your life when you lost yourself?
Um, so for me, I think there's various points, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe like most recent, like COVID.
Yes.
2020, pregnant,
Yes.
so now I have a little one and a life that I'm blooming in my belly. So I feel like that was a time period where there was a lot more stress. And when you're
Yes.
under stress, you can really lose yourself because there's no real direction to go. Or it feels like that because there's always a direction you can go into, but it just feels like you just are lost, especially when you have like two other or three other like people that you're looking after. So then what happens is that you tend to pour into them more than you pour into yourself. And when you do that, you're emptying out your vessel, and then you just lose yourself because you're
Yes.
pouring into other people and you're forgetting about yourself.
Yes.
And then ultimately you're just kind of feeling this emptiness, or I felt this emptiness
Yes.
during that time period. So the climbing back out and was a journey.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's all about the perspective because even in the Bible, it says this life will be hard.
Yes.
So with that and knowing that, and then the techniques I use to kind of change my perspective,
Yes.
I mean, it was one heck of a journey,
Yes,
enjoyable journey. It's enjoyable because
Yes.
all the things that I've learned,
Yes.
I have grown. My resilience has grown.
Yes.
I became a new person. Now I'm able to like teach other people how to do it. So yeah, in the moment it was truly uncomfortable, but looking back, I'm grateful for the experience it brought me.
Oh yes, no, that was definitely something that I felt that I believe all of us across the world can really agree to COVID. COVID had switched up so much with us mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, religiously. So much of COVID is like it was like how I think I said it during our first interview. It was a way to say sit down.
Yeah.
It was a way to say sit down for a moment and let's start taking the right proper steps. And I remember those distractions.
Yeah.
And it's not out of a bad context to talk about the individual personality, but it's to say the actions of other people and how I had contribute into my own responsibility, accountability for myself. First of all, I'm only responsible and accountable for myself. And so when those connections or distractions happen, it's like, okay, I'm not mad at the person. I'm upset, but I'm not angry at them. I'm upset at the fact that a lot of stuff had happened.
Right.
And it shouldn't even happen. And so after those particular moments, it's best to figure out, where do I go from here?
Right.
And that is the search. Is, where do I go from here? Like, it's like we could all stand out in the wilderness and look for a proper direction, but only you can direct yourself when you know, okay, this is where I want to go. And this is what I know what I have to do, or what is best for me to do in order to go the direction I know I'm destined to go. And so,
I will add to that. So to
yes, ma'am.
understand the direction, and it probably be one of these questions, I feel like we have to release a lot of things.
Yes.
And we have to accept a lot of things.
Yes.
In the journey, one thing that was like prominent is like accepting the situation I'm in. Because what we tend to do is we tend to like say, why me? Why this? Why is this happening? I don't understand. And we're living in that, in that frustration. But if we're just like, okay, this is happening to me in this moment, I don't like it, but this is
Yes.
it. We accept that emotion, we accept the
Yes.
situation. Then I feel like it brings on a new light in the
Yes.
direction that we need to go. Because whenever we start fighting or
Yes.
like resisting what's going on, then that direction is going to feel choppy. It's not going to feel like it's a straight path. It's going to feel hard.
It's gonna be bumpy. There's gonna be bumps on the road. We grew up hearing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bumps on the road, but it's like at the end of the end of a dark tunnel, there's always going to be light.
That is true. That
Some
is
type
true.
of light.
But you have to understand and accept you
Yes.
are in this dark
Yes.
tunnel.
Yes.
You can't play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, we're victims to some
Yes.
of this, but we have to kind of get out that mentality
Yes.
and say, you know what, this is effed up.
Yes.
I,
And
you
it's
know, what, God, like, you
mm-hmm.
know, we can. It's okay to be like, God, why are we here? Like,
Yes.
lead me and guide me out of this. But
Yes.
is that acceptance?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's one of the main actions between the code. Only you can look in the mirror and
Mhm.
see what it is that is best for you to
Right.
work on.
Right.
And it's not something that it's like I'm still working on to say you have to, because it's like necessarily you can make the decision of whether or not you feel that you have to.
Right.
But let me start saying what is best for you to do.
Right.
What is best, because through this podcast, it's all about just knowing what was best mentally, what was best emotionally, what's best physically, what's
Right.
best spiritually. It's like what is best for you to do at a time where you feel like there's like no hope, or you feel like your hope is
Even
going
when
down.
you're feeling hopeless, one of the
Yes.
best things to do is feel that emotions. Because one thing that we
Yes.
tend to do is not deal with our emotions. We stuff it down.
Yes.
And every time we keep stuffing, we're growing this, big
Mhm.
pot of emotion, and next thing you know, it
Mhm.
bursts. And then I think that also hinders our direction in life.
Yes.
So if you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling sad, if you're having all these, emotions, feel
Mhm.
them, get through them,
Mhm.
and let it. After that, just sit in silence and let
Yes.
like spirit guide you.
But first thing first is to acknowledge it.
Yeah, like I said, you do have
It's,
to
it's
acknowledge.
step one.
Yeah,
It's step one. And but also what speaks so much louder is when you acknowledge it aloud.
yeah,
It's when you acknowledge the things out loud, because yeah, that is so much your own wake up call.
yeah.
That is so much your
That
own
and
wake
then
up call.
even journaling. Journaling, I
Yes.
feel, is a great expression to this journey of
Yes.
life, to this
Yes.
journey of your life, should I say?
Oh yes.
Because we go through, and like I said, biblically, this is going to be a hard life.
Yes. Yes it is.
If we document the journey, see our accomplishments, get
Mhm.
through the accomplishments, and we
Mhm.
have this documentation, we could see the growth that we progressed through.
Mhm.
And even though it's hard during that time, but the beauty of it at the end when we look back, it's just so powerful.
It is. It is very powerful. So the next question, and you actually had just touched on a little bit with this next question. What were your three major recovery stages? Besides, of course, writing down on the journals.
Mhm.
As we know, the journal work, it's recovery.
Yes. So one of them, it would be the acknowledgement, the
Yes.
acceptance. So that's part of
Yes.
the journey, is accepting the journey that you're on, have it be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is kind of like changing your perspective.
Yes.
I could, there, that whole half glass full, glass empty, I mean, that is
Yes.
life. It depends on how
Yes.
you look at it.
Yes.
So I had to change that and realize, what, how I want to feel for my life in the now.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to choose joy. I always try to choose happiness. Yeah, some days are tough, but that's my half glass full. My
Mm-hmm.
perspective had to change.
Yes, it is.
And then after that, it was
Very
just,
good. Yes.
I had to, I have a tribe,
Yes. Yes.
and I just have to lean on them
Yes.
to get through.
Yes.
Because life is not easy, and it's
It
not
really
meant to
ain't.
be solely by yourself.
No, it's not. It's
So
not.
I
And
think those were my three: the realization of
yes.
this is life,
Mm-hmm.
the changing of my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
seeing in a positive light, and then just have that tribe to get me through.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, because that really does help out to know in so many other themes with all three of those stages. It's like, okay, what do I need to do more here,
Right.
including this? What do I need to do here, including that?
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, these are the proper steps
Mhm.
that is best to take in order to say, I want to recover.
Yes.
I want to get through recovery as not as hard as possible, but as smooth as possible.
Right.
And that is important
Right.
to know that to know that you've been through some hard times. Okay, so of course we always ask, when is my struggles gonna stop and my blessings gonna drop? Go on now.
That one,
So
I feel
yes,
like we're blessed every day.
yes,
And it's about that perspective.
yes, and it's, you have
Even
to change that.
you do have to change it because it's not going to be easy, but there is a blessing to be seen
Yes,
every day if you look
yes,
for it.
yes.
Because you can find negativity.
No, you
You know,
can't.
if
You
you
can't.
find negativity, you can also find blessings
Come on now.
in life.
Everything,
So
like
when is your
yes,
blessing going to drop? I feel like it's just
it depends.
it just
It's
depends on how you look at it. It
and
depends on the
yes,
blessing you're asking for.
yes.
God is the one who answers. So I can't say,
And
God
it's
is going to answer in like
no, no,
36 hours,
exactly. No, it was something that I was like, let me figure out my blessings first
Mhm.
before I even say, come on, drop.
Yeah.
No, let me figure out my blessings. So I, of course, acknowledge my struggles.
Yeah.
And the struggles are a long list, and then I figure out these struggles can also be flipped into a blessing.
Yeah.
And it's literally just like what you just said.
Yeah.
We're blessed every day. Yes, we are.
In
Yes,
that, I
we
feel
are.
like one of the biggest blessings is we build that resilience.
Yes,
We build that resilience to
yes,
continue. We build that
yes.
resilience to teach
We
other
we
people.
we're not going to give up. That's one thing
Right.
that we both, because we both know what it's like to have little, very little to no circle,
Mhm.
or at least one back we could lean on. Just
Right.
let me just have one back.
It's funny. I was
don't want
talking to
three.
my girl today. I was like,
Hmm.
can I get one person?
Yes, just one back. Yeah, just like give me just one back, just to lean on for a little bit. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't want to put all my weight on you, but give me just that one
Mhm.
person just to lean on and be like, hey, huh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah,
that one.
yeah, like yeah. So it's nice to know that it's also part of the recovery stages.
Yeah.
It's knowing that you can recover standing up still, even though you may feel like I'm on the ground recovering. You don't have to be,
Everything's a choice.
and you don't need to be.
It's a choice.
And it's like it's up to you to make. Like I know what it's like to be knocked down on the ground. I know what it's like to sit on the ground and be like, I'm comfortable just like this. I know darn well I wasn't.
Right.
I know darn well I wasn't. And so I was like, let me, stand up,
Right.
shake off the dirt.
Mhm.
And be like, okay, I'm cool, I'm fine physically. Okay, then just starting from the mental to the emotional, all of it is still very much a source of your recovery, because you do have to keep in mind who do you go home to when you're in your journey, or when you're on your journey, or when you're getting ready to start your journey, folks. You do have to think about who am I doing the recovery for? On top of knowing you have everybody else on the outside. But before you really say, this is what I know I can do on the outside, what is it that you could do on the inside for yourself first? So it's like how
How do
I
you pour into yourself?
how can I water my plant?
Mhm.
How can I trust someone to water my plant if I can't water my own plant myself?
Right.
I have to buy the soil. I got to figure out which veggies to soak, which skin veggies. I need some garlic. I need some banana. I need some.
Which one is
Right.
to
To soak it up,
right.
like get like help me, like I said, help me with myself. Help me.
Right.
Meaning show me the right tools to go along. Okay, you can recover doing this. Okay, I was recovering doing this. You can recover doing this.
Right.
And
So
you can recover doing that.
yeah.
And know how calm a person will be when they say that? It's like, oh, you went through it.
Yeah. So
Yes.
like I was saying, like one of the big components is we have
Yes.
to feel our emotions.
Yes.
We have to stop stuffing our emotions in. We have to get through it. We have to see it for what it is to get
Yes, ma'am.
to be able to soak in the rain.
Yes.
To water our garden.
Yeah.
Because if we're battling life and we're just putting these stops, like
Oh, yes.
then our garden will never get
No,
watered.
it
No
won't.
matter how much rain, if we are sitting in this, negativity, if we're
A
we're
bubble.
not yes, if we're sitting if we put a bubble around our garden, how are we going to grow? So,
It's not going to go nowhere.
mhm,
It can, yes, it can. But
the
is it
process,
but is it going to serve you positively the way that you're ready to say I want my blessings?
right, right,
And so it's like it can. It's
right.
just up to you.
It is up to you.
It's just up to you. So, oh my gosh. So, what have you overcome while you were in your healing season?
Mm, I think a lot of the overcoming had to been like how I deal with my emotions. I like to conceal
Yes.
them,
Yes.
or I
Yes.
like to put a different name to it.
Yes.
So a lot of the healing had to deal with like the loneliness, even though I have people around. The loneliness, but that's
Yes.
how I got through life itself.
Mm-hmm.
It was just concealing my emotions and not.
Internal. It was mostly the inner spiritual
Yes,
struggle.
it was. So I think that
Yes.
was one of the things I had to overcome.
Yes.
That obstacle.
Yes.
And when I brought that to attention, kind of go through like my
Mm-hmm.
spiritual growth,
Mm-hmm.
which I had an amazing teacher for.
Right.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you.
That has helped me tremendously on this journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely something that I've just overcoming so many, like I said, obstacles. Love, neglect, family, mental, emotional. It could be PTSD, IPV, DV. There's so many levels of overcoming. And what I've learned from my therapist, hey Miss E, I learned from my therapist is instead of getting through, get over. No, no, no. Instead of getting over,
Get through.
I'm sorry. Instead of get over, get through.
Yes.
And so one of the things that I've started to really say, okay, I've overcome that because I have respectfully allowed myself to get through
Yes.
all the stages I needed to get through. And at this time, I was like, I need to get through that.
And I would have to add, like so the body, we always
Yes,
put the
ma'am.
body through like diet and exercise. We
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
stay fit. It's a
Yes.
regimen. We have to do it each day.
Yes.
But we we don't keep forgetting. One thing that we tend to do is forget that the mind is a muscle too. That's something we have to exercise every day.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if you're telling yourself when you get up, I'm over this, I got through this obstacle, I got through this obstacle, then it just feels like it's natural. Like you
Yeah.
wake up like, okay, this obstacle is, I got through.
Right. Right.
So it's kind of like with the mind itself,
Yes.
my products are a lot of affirmation based. It's just because it's a remembrance, it's that exercise we have to do.
Yes.
Because if we're just like, oh, yeah, today, like I got through, and then we don't do it until a month later, then it's not going to feel natural. So we have to remember it's like a lot of the changing our perspective, a lot of like the affirmation, a lot of like the resilience, the growth. We have to do it every day, even in like the simplest situations.
Oh yeah, it's incredible to know how the internal well-being work itself out. Like I have to internally be okay with either hustling or just doing a podcast. Okay, I decided to emotionally be okay with it, then mentally be okay, then internally be okay. And now it's like, hey y'all, I got to consume, not consume, but master this craft that is going to be second nature to me now.
It is, and
And
because you
it's
practice that.
and I practiced it, and it's like this is. And I remember my therapist was saying how my passion for certain things is different than what other people may feel. It's like how I want to, like I said, this is my last episode for now, because I want to have a break with Anita and Mike so I can go focus on other things that I want to start to do.
Right.
Because it's like just not only this podcast and the poetry and with me going out in the community and connecting with people, good, beautiful people and good and very good like-minded individuals who had helped this plant
Right.
grow. And that's why I said I'm a plant. I'm not yet a tree, but I'm a plant, and I'm allowing the butterflies to come and land onto me because this is going to be the safe place where we could all come in and rest or just be like, okay, I could fly, leaving that I could fly from this plant knowing that I left with something good that's going to help me along the way. And it was like, and that's why I said that this platform is my source of recovery, and it's my source of overcoming. I've had just recently wrote a poem, and it was about me coming to terms with my grief, with me losing my sister, with just a lot of the things that I was
Right.
stuffing in a bag.
Yeah.
I was stuffing in a laundry basket and not folding it. I was saying, put it in the corner. I'm leaving it alone. And it was like, no,
But
right?
that when we start stuffing our emotion, it just takes a lot out of us. We don't know it, but then we
Yes.
carry this bag around.
That was
And
a
I
big
think it's
bag.
heavy
That was
because we go through life, we
yes.
interact with different people, and then we keep
Yes.
stuffing, and the next thing you know, we're just like,
Mhm.
we're tired. We're
Right.
emotionally tired.
And it's a lot to carry. It's like how we all know the term baggage.
Yeah.
We all know
That term
yeah,
came up for a
right,
reason.
right. And it's like, but if you really take it into a much more deeper complex, that's how I love to put things deeper complex. That bag was heavy.
It was. It is heavy.
That bag was heavy, and it just wasn't one. It was three of them, and it was like these are the three bags that I came out here with, and so
And then life continued.
and then life
You
continued,
have more bags.
and then it was like it's time for me to unpack all three of these bags and go through each stages of these bags. So I had to go through my searching bag. I had to go through my recovery bag. I had to go through my healing bag. And it's like the recovery bag is like it's empty now. And it's like good empty. It's like I feel that I've grown wisdom. The wisdom.
And it should have allowed you to grow that wisdom.
Yes.
Because there's so much wisdom that we go through each day
Yes.
if we can realize the blessings
Oh,
in them,
yes.
right? But we can't if we're just like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this emotion today. You know what, like I don't like the way this feels. I don't want to deal with this right now.
Yes.
But if we could just sit with it, there is a lesson to it, a lesson that we can
Yes.
teach someone, a lesson that we can grow from, a lesson that will create us to be resilient, and then we just feel so much lighter.
And that's one of the things that with grief was that I felt like that healing, I'll say like my bag of healing was still like we're kind of heavy, right? Like have you made peace with what you're healing? And first of all,
Have you made peace with
well, yeah, how you make peace with that? And it was like there's still some things I don't know what it looks like yet. And I'm saying yet because I know what it is I have to do in order to face to face that yet into we know what it looks like now.
Right.
We know we know what we went through. We can acknowledge what we should be going through to help this, not to let it keep on being heavy.
Right.
And so I wanted to respectfully heal from love. And it was like I need to now I'm on this part where it's like, okay, I want to search with love. I want to recover with love. I want to heal with love. So the search is what type of partner would I be now? What type of partner would I be now with someone special or someone who I would hope would be special? And then the recovery is I'm hoping that none of my past traumas recover from.
Even if past traumas were to come
Yes.
up,
Yes.
You already have tools in that
Yes.
tool bag because you already went
Yes.
through a recovery phase.
Yes.
So all you have to do is just kind of go back in that bag and you're like, okay, right, I already have what I
Yes.
need. The good thing is you already know when it's creeping up. What happens to
Yes.
people is that they don't know that their attitude is from
Yes.
something that happened way back in the day. But now you're going to have that knowledge of, okay, I feel like, the way my
Yes.
actions are is probably tapped into the past.
Exactly.
And then you have the tools to kind of get you through that and
Yes,
bring
ma'am.
you back to the present.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
lot of how we move is we're moving through like emotions of the past,
Yes. Oh,
which
yes.
is not going to bring us any benefit.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not going to bring us any benefit, but
Right.
that's why we have to kind of like live in the now and go through that
Yes.
emotion. So when it comes up, like I said, the good thing is
Yes.
you already know what to do.
Yes. Yes. And that was one of the things that I just recognized within myself. I'm like, okay, I know love is still there.
Mhm.
I know me and I know what I can do with love for love, involving love. I'm just like, love, help me believe I will be loved at some point. And that's where the healing starts is believing that
Mhm.
I will be. I will be. I don't know from who, but respectfully, she's out there. And so I'm like, let me just keep on
Working on you,
wor-
building you up, and then
I'm building my internal voice intimately.
Mhm.
So so when I do meet someone, yeah, boundaries gonna be acknowledged.
Right.
Boundaries are gonna be presented. First of all, boundaries gonna be presented. First of all, I'm
Well,
gonna be
that's another
respected.
show, building your
Oh
boundaries.
my gosh.
That would
Oh
definitely
my
have to be another
gosh.
like
And that,
boundary
yes.
building. Yes.
And that would definitely be something as well too that I'm definitely going to be wanting to talk about because like those boundaries I recognize a friend of mine I recognized that with me recently and I was like yeah because I didn't want to present myself um intimately yet.
Mhm.
I'm like I'm being careful with whatever this friendship could be bloomed into.
Mhm.
First of all, friendship, meaning I'm gonna be respectful of you, and I will hope you would be respectful of me. My thing is, even if we're walking down the street and you're walking on the left side of me, I'm gonna move you over to the right side of me.
Right. Right.
Cause just I'm like I'm not about to sit up here. I get that as women, yeah, we're gonna protect each other. Yes, we are. But I'm like, if someone can see me and just have me be the target and not somebody else who's smaller than me, I'm like, you're on the right side of me.
Right.
Protect her at all times because I'm still very much learning on how to physically protect myself at all times.
Mhm.
I can't emotionally. I'm working on more emotionally. Mentally, it's definitely something that I'm appreciative of having those feelings when your gut is telling you, this ain't feeling too
And that's
good.
another episode, trusting your gut. God has given us the power to trust that of intuition.
That would be part of boundaries.
Yeah.
That would be
I
part
can
of
see that.
boundaries
Yeah. Yeah.
because that would definitely would fit into how how is your authentic nature going to attract good people?
Mhm.
And so much of your authentic nature do attract good people. It is going to continue on attracting good.
It's
It's
going to attract good people and then
yes.
those that want to take advantage of you.
Oh, come on now, say that again.
So
Woo.
even though you trust them, you have to trust that intuition
Yes.
of who is good. You have to use,
Yes.
I love this word that I learned is discernment of what people is bringing to your attention.
Yes.
It may sound good, it sounds sweet, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
And mine's been just blooming stronger,
Mhm.
blooming stronger and
I
stronger.
feel like the more
Yes.
we understand ourselves, the more
Yes.
we understand our values, the more we
Mm-hmm.
like connect with
Yes.
spirit, then
Oh
it
yeah.
helps us with this intuition,
Oh
helps us kind of like
yes.
bloom a little bit better,
It
helps
does.
us hear what we need
Moves
to.
a walk
Yes.
better, walk a lot better, talk a lot
Yeah.
better. It's like carry yourself a lot better, and then
Mhm.
it's like I recognize it as like as like a little secret power.
Mhm. I
Every now
like
and
that.
then,
The
right?
power.
Yeah, like every now and then, I would tease the kids who I live with.
Mhm.
And whenever they would, come in and be like, I'm Superman, I'd be like, I'm just me. I'm Rachel, but I do have superpower. Be like, man, what's the power that you have? I'd be like, I'm green. And be like, what you mean? That means that I'm helping the world heal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the kids know that my favorite color is green.
Right.
And of course, younger, it was like, yeah, I'm a Gemini, so my birthstone is green. And then it was like, well, I love money, so my color is green. Then later on, it was like, just along this journey, it was like, no, it's still green. Why? Because now it means something more to me.
Right.
It means something so much deeper. It is the starter of I Need a Mic.
Right.
The color. It's the color thing for I Need a Mic. And it's something that I'm very proud of, just to say, yeah, my favorite color is green, but it's not my point of view, my point of view of it had changed.
And that's what, as we
And
were talking about, like that half
it
glass full empty, it's just really how
yeah.
you look at the world.
And I have to recognize I used to drink out of the half full cup. Like I would say the cup is half full before I
Mm-hmm.
would ever think it's half empty. I would say it's full.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, it's half full to me. And I remember one time, back in, I think I was a teenager, and this was pointed out. It was pointed out. And it was like one person would say it was negative. A friend of mine would say the cup is half empty. And I would say the cup is half full. And when that was pointed out, it was like, okay, so yin and yang.
Mm-hmm.
But it's down the line, it was like, well, it wasn't more meant than I would have hoped to had had it uh, be such a positive impact on me. It was more of an impact of like a teenager just acting like teens.
Right. Right.
And it was like, no, I changed. Like the more I grew, the more I searched, the more I recovered, the more I realized the healing process of me, of
But
me.
that is the healing
It is the
process.
process, and because it's like I had to. So much of just from us reconnecting or doing this episode, I had to do deep soul searching.
I think that's part of everyone's journey.
Come on now.
Everyone should do some deep
Man.
soul searching. Either have a friend, grab a book,
Yes.
you
Oh my
know,
gosh. Yeah. I have
just
two.
because we're
Yeah.
like through life, through childhood, a lot of,
Yes.
everyone has different childhoods, but sometimes what happens is
Mm-hmm.
who we really want to be gets masked.
Yes.
And then our values
Yes.
are not our values, it's of someone else.
Yes. And
So then
that's
that gets
yes.
buried, and we go
Mm-hmm.
through life. So if we do that deep soul searching, we
Mm-hmm.
understand maybe our values is not the same
Mm-hmm.
as our parents or whoever raised
Yeah.
us. But then we get a better understanding of who we are,
Yes.
and then we can kind of move through life a little bit
Yes.
better
And
because
that's
we build that value. Well,
yes.
we have an understanding of our true values, should I
Yes.
say?
And that's why I said it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so much after that. I was like, it's okay. Let me work on forgiving myself while I was on this searching, this soul searching. And after a while it was like I started to really recognize the things I was saying, like how I from my past relationships, I'm just like I don't wish nothing upon I won't wish nothing bad upon them. Um it's just as individuals, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with not communicating or not connecting or not being around them because they just weren't healthy for me the way I had thought they were.
Right.
And so like I said, I had to forgive myself for a lot of the things that I know I had contributed to. And
Right.
that was part of the whole soul searching
Right.
of me, because like I've even now sometimes I still go into a space and I ask the first question, where do I fit in here?
Right.
And it's like, okay, do I fit here? And that will be the first question, is do I fit here? Do I fit here? And then it's like, no, okay, so where do I fit?
Mm-hmm.
And then if the third question is like nowhere, right? Or be like, here, but you can't be too sure. And it's like those uncertainties save you sometimes too.
Right.
They save you sometimes too, because it's like if you're not uncertain about something and you want to say, give me some time. Excuse me. You want to say, give me some time. It's like, yeah, I would like that time to see what's up. Excuse
Right.
me. In order for me to say, okay, I know I can fit here. I know I can. I know I can stand out there. I know it's like how I know just open mics
Right.
fit me, and it's like I know I fit there.
Right.
Um,
But that's the journey through life is
yeah,
understanding and
community.
then understanding community
Yes,
and
ma'am.
living life, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes we won't know where we fit in until
Yes.
we live
Yes,
a
ma'am.
life. A lot of things that hold us back is fear,
Yes.
right? So yes,
So
you could
much.
say, yeah, do I fit in? But we don't know until we kind of like jump in, we feel it out, and then we can be like, you know what, I tried it. This is not where I need to be.
It's nice to put your foot in the pool.
Yes.
It's
So that's
nice.
the thing where a lot of people hold themselves back.
Yes.
Yes, use discernment, use that intuition. If it's
Yes.
if you're feeling like, "Ah, I don't know if this is for me, then
Yes.
trust it and leave. But if you're just like, maybe, then
Right.
try it out.
Right.
We live a lot of our lives in fear,
Mm-hmm.
but part of that growth is just trying it out. It's just
Yes.
putting that foot forward. It's just
Yes.
saying, I gave it a try. And then if
Yes.
it doesn't work out, it's just the accomplishment
It
of
is.
trying.
It
It's just like a lot of this is we have to
Yes.
kind of like live this life. Like however
Mm-hmm.
we look at life is going to be our reality.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I'm going to look at it negatively, I'm going to put this negative lens. So everything I do is going to have this negative feel to it.
Yes, ma'am.
But if I put on like, okay, there's some positive, there will always be a positive to it, then life gets a little bit like more
Yes, it
comfortable
does.
joy.
Yes, it
You can
does.
roll through some of the potholes of
Yes.
life is if
Yes,
you
you
have a
can.
different perspective. Because
Yes, ma'am.
there's always going to be a pothole somewhere.
And it's
We don't
always
know
going to
how it's going to
be
come. We don't
a
know when
roller
it's going to
coaster.
come. But it's just like
Yeah.
if we start pouring into ourselves of
Yes.
like, you know what, maybe I have had this understanding that life is going to be hard,
Yes.
but you go through that emotion of it. You
Yes.
go through like, okay, this is how life is for the right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Then everything gets a little bit easier.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
I'm
So
telling you that building the
it does.
resilience.
It does. So next question. Is there any new excitement coming into your business?
A new, no, well, no. Everything is exciting in my business,
Yes, yes,
from my
yes.
products to the coaching.
Yes.
It's just like next year, like I'm pouring into this energy. So some things, one of the things I'm doing is like hyping my like inner self up. I'm like, yeah, 2025 is going to be an excellent year. I'm already hyping up the next year.
Ooh,
My
same
products are
here.
going to be on fire. People are just going to gravitate to
Man.
it. I'm gonna. Well, I
Yes.
guess the new thing for 25 is more coaching on my
Yes.
platforms.
Yes.
So then that's another excitement, like all the opportunities for coaching, reaching out to
Yes.
people, letting
Yes.
people know how to restore their well-being, how to restore
Yes.
their energy, gut health. So I'm just putting
All of
like
it,
a
yeah.
lot of energy and putting it out into the universe. This is what I want. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everything is energy. So if I put out positive energy, that
Yes.
is what I'm gonna get.
It's
So
going to be
this is the mindset thing again,
yes,
right?
and that's what I've been really enjoying as well too. Is knowing that there is things that are blooming
Yes.
within your platform.
Mhm.
I had saw the recent post of your other candles.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking
And a
about.
lot of it is again, I had to like I was holding myself back on a
Yes,
lot
ma'am.
of things in my business.
Yes, ma'am.
And I had to kind of build this, you know what? I don't know until I try.
It
And
was
then when
the
I did, it's just like
interior.
it's not that bad. It's not that scary.
It's not.
I had to put a lot of pride down.
Yes,
And that's
and
another
it's
thing sometimes we roll through
yes.
life is all this pride that won't
Yes.
allow us
Oh no,
to take that step.
I've been there, and I've been that pride. It was something that was choking me, and it
Mhm.
was like, Ray, come on,
Right.
we got this. We
Right.
literally got this. There
Right.
is no way to pull back. Let's keep on moving.
Right.
And so just that pride, I had to say goodbye to pride, and I had to say,
Mhm.
what am I really okay with?
You know a song I heard the other day, and
Mm,
I can't remember even and it's a classic. It's a Bob Marley song.
mm,
And in the line that that captured me in that moment is fear is my only courage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, that is, because I do have
Mm-hmm.
fear. But then if I step over it or
It's
if I
going to
go
encourage
through
you.
it,
It's going to encourage
is
you.
that courage.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm
It's
like,
meant
listen to
to.
that about my, yeah, fear is my own courage, because the next thing I do
Yes.
that I was fearful of doing,
And it
it
encouraged you.
it encouraged me. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other side of that is just like, oh my God, why did I hold
Yes.
myself back? Like, this feels so
Yeah.
good.
And
Like,
it
there's
was.
nothing to fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like when we feel like that, I've learned it's okay to say, hey, you need it.
Mhm.
You needed to spiritually
Yeah.
get prepared.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's a way of saying, yeah, it's we all know what it is that we got to do in order to make our business successful.
Mhm.
But it's like we have to be successful within ourselves internally first before we want to be successful externally. So, like, all right, let me figure out how am I going to what's going to be my personality when I step out in community. Am I going to be bubbly, nice, friendly? And then after a while, it's like there's really no ins and out on how to interact with people. Just come respectfully.
Yeah, and come as yourself.
And come first of all, come correct, because it's like how you gonna step to somebody else's kitchen with some messy shoes?
Yeah. Yeah. I like doing a lot of the shows.
Yes,
It's just if you come as you are and
yes, ma'am.
you're proud of what you're doing and
Yes,
proud
ma'am.
of your products, like that's just gonna show to
Yes.
the customers.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait this summer for you.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait because I'm like I want to see more
Right.
good things, and plus I want to promote more. I want to post more.
Yeah.
I be really telling people that I be praising you because it's like your candles is something that I know so many of us can all relate to. I'm
Right.
like this candles is going to help me release
Right.
whatever aggression, whatever.
And I think a lot
It's
of what we need to do is release.
right. That one of your candles. I would not let my past.
I will let go of my past.
I will let go of my past.
Yes.
Yes. I said.
Yes.
I closed my eyes and I said, "This is a title. This is on a candle." I'm like, "Sus, let's get it," because I will let go of my past whenever I burn this candle. Every time when I do
Yeah.
burn a candle, I do say a little prayer
Yes.
because it's like we could
It's,
do that.
yeah,
We could do that.
it's the intention behind
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's easy to let go of our past now because it's
Yes.
so deeply rooted in us.
Yes.
Again, if we dig through this bag of all
Mhm.
this stuff emotion, it
Mhm.
gets a little bit easier. And if we practice it, like it has to be on a daily. Like if you want to get physically fit, you have to
Yes.
exercise, eat healthy, and all this. So
Yes.
if you want to
Oh,
find yourself in a
yes.
good mind space, we have to practice it.
We have
We
to
have
do
to
the
feed our
physical
body.
work.
We have to do like the journaling can be like the
Mhm.
push-ups. So the
Mhm.
affirmations can be like the run,
Yes.
different.
Just get some fresh air first of all.
Yes,
Just
and grounding
breathe.
helps. Like getting
Yes.
outside, getting into
Yes.
nature. That is a mental exercise
Yes.
in
It
itself,
is.
right?
It
Because
is.
you're expressing yourself in nature. You're
Mhm.
in nature. She's guiding you.
You're inhaling, exhaling.
And yes,
Because it's like then they of course we're gonna be walking, we're gonna be running, we're gonna be
right.
on the treadmill, we're
So it's
gonna be
like
on the
mind, body,
ellipticals,
spirit when
the
you're
mind, body,
outside.
spirit.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, it does help benefit you so much spiritually.
Yeah.
Then it also helps you physically. Then it helps with the emotionally because you're saying, okay, I'm still emotional or I'm still um hurt. And it's like we could all be upset, but I'm no longer angry. So I'm like, I'm still upset about some things of how the actions
Yeah.
had me presented myself in a different character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that is not my character to present that. And so I had to really say, no, let me get back to Ray. Let me.
But what you were doing right there was allowing yourself a choice
Yes.
and realizing, like, you know
Yes.
what? how it was before. I don't want that to
Yes.
happen.
Mm-mm.
So moving forward, that you're going to choose
Yes. And this was something.
to go on this way.
Yes.
Sometimes what people like fail to realize is like we do have a choice on how we react.
Yes.
We do have a choice on how we feel about a certain
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
A lot of life, we do
Yes.
have choices.
Oh yes.
Some, and then some are
Some.
difficult
Yes.
that
And
we
then
can't. But again, it's
right.
that perspective of how we look at it.
Yes. And that was definitely something that I've learned with the soul searching.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing what it's knowing more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I believe you said like you really it's best for you to know yourself more than the other person
Yeah.
standing or sitting next to you or standing behind you. It's like that is my secure blanket in a way
Mm-hmm.
to say I know myself and I know how to present myself and I know who I can present myself
Right.
to and then
Yes.
knowing those spaces where you can't present yourself you're of course it's going to take you time to figure out how to detach yourself respectfully from a place and it's like
Toxicity.
a lot of that and that has been going on a lot too in just my life and just it's like a lot of people say that life be life in
Mm-hmm.
yes it has but I have in so many ways mastered my own integrity
Mm-hmm.
and to say this is what's not going to happen
Right.
this is what is going to happen
Right.
then claimed I claimed all of my independency and my everything just within myself
Right.
and I'm doing good. I'm doing
And that's
way much, and then it's like for me to say I'm doing good. Then it's like I'm doing better here. I'm doing okay. I know I can do better there. We're still a work in progress.
every day is a work in progress.
Every
I think
day.
we're going to be working all the way until
Yes,
like
ma'am.
in the ground.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
because it's different, like circumstances are going to be
Yes,
thrown at
ma'am.
us. We're in this world with other
Oh
people,
yeah.
so their situation might bump into
Yes.
our situation. And again, it's just like how you look at
Yes.
what's given to you
Oh yes.
that will
And that's
propel you
definitely
forward. And you also have to do that inner work, that
yes.
soul work, to
Yes.
help you move through life.
Yes. And that has been helping me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing the soul work more and just saying, okay, I'm not done yet.
Right.
There's still something else, and I know, and like I was
It's that
saying,
exercise.
it's that exercise.
Just because you're just like, oh, okay, now I got through my
No,
traumas and
right,
everything like that. It's just
right.
like you got to
We
keep
ain't done
going.
yet. We ain't done yet.
Something else. You might hit another pothole. I don't know what it is, but
Right.
you're
It's like we ain't done yet.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many theme parks that have a lot of ups and downs.
That's
The
true.
roller coasters.
That's true.
Now it all depends on you being that theme park.
Right.
It all depends on then we know the struggles are the roller coaster that we're going up and down
Right.
on and it's like okay but what what happens after the ride ends
Mm-hmm.
okay I'm still here okay so how do you feel
Right.
after the ride ends because only you can remember how you felt and say whether or not you do or don't want to feel like that again
Yeah.
then you like I said you owe it to yourself
You
you
do.
owe it to yourself. So before we close out, final question, my lady. Hype yourself. Please let the people know about your business and where to find it.
Yes, so you can go to restoredwellbeing.com. I'm Tracy again. I'm a wellness coach. I help women navigate through life changes. And what I mean by life changes, I mean babies, stress, those life changes to help you restore your energy through wellness coaching, through gut health, and just releasing stress. So follow me on Instagram is like restore your well-being underscore no restore underscore your underscore well-being
Yes.
or restoreyourwellbeing.com.
Yes, and I will also be putting her links down in the episode description, folks. So it's much easier for everyone to click and follow this beautiful sister. So before we end our final podcast just for right now.
Just for right now.
Just for right now.
Has other journeys and that's
yes,
okay.
and it's okay. So before I end this, so I don't know who said this closeout quote or who said this quote, but whoever did, thank you, Miss Tracy. Would you love to finish us off with this closeout quote?
Okay. When you focus on the good, it becomes the source of peace. It gives you hope even in the moments of struggle. When you focus only on negativity, you turn your absolutely beautiful life into something miserable. Choose hope and gratitude to create a better life. Make room for joy. Yes. Yes, I love it.
Thank you, thank you,
And
thank you.
thank you everyone on Instagram Live. I hope this spoke to you. This won't be our last, but hope to see you guys. And I'm truly thankful that you guys came on.
Yes, yes, yes. And also, folks, I will be posting as soon as I publish this. I'm gonna be sending it to Miss Tracy first, and then I will definitely be sharing it and posting it on I Need a Mic.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. So now you have heard me speak some truth. This is my way of passing the mic to you. I hope my courage, will, and drive motivate you. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I cannot stress this any further enough. If you have kids, kiss them babies
Kiss them, baby.
every day.
Every day.